Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show.
So Dashrath was the king of Ayodhya, and he was getting old, and he thought that the time had come to hand over the empire. A parishad was called, and Dashrath proposed Ram's name, his eldest son, and the parishad accepted the proposal, and Ram was chosen to be the successor. He would be crowned as the Yuvraj. But then something happened because of which Ram was not crowned the Yuvraj. Right? Usually it is understood that Dashrath asked him to leave. Like I said right in the beginning, the summary, somebody may say Dashrath asked Ram to leave. But in the Valmiki Ramayana, that did not happen. The night before the coronation, Dashrath had 3 wives, and Kaikeyi, one of them, reminded Dashrath that he had made 2 promises to her, given her 2 boons earlier, because of she had helped him in an earlier battle, because of which he had given her 2 boons. And now she said, I want to ask for those boons. It's as if, in contemporary terms, Dashrath had given her 2 signed checks, blank checks, and now she had filled them up and with the amounts and brought them back. So her 2 asks were that her son, Bharat, should be made Yuvraj, not Ram, and Ram should be sent off into exile. Dashrath pleaded with her to change her mind, but she did not budge. The next morning, the day Ram was supposed to be coronated, he came to see her, touched their feet. And all Dashrath could say was, Ram! And then he choked and he could not say anything. Ram was shocked. He looked to Kaikeyi and said, what has happened? And Kaikeyi told him about the 2 boons and her asks. Ram's immediate reaction was, Evamastu, so be it. Gamishyami vanam, I will go into the forest. And then, very important, Radnyah pratidnyam anupalayan, in order to uphold the king's promise. So Ram gave this reason that he was going into the forest because he had to honor the promise that the king had made. Ram's argument was this. Ram was always, the primary driver for him was welfare of the people, the well-being of all, Prajapalana. And he knew for that, dharma, that is the righteous way of living, and satya are crucial. If the king's word is not held true, then whose word is held true? Where is dharma? And so, he could not do anything that would break the king's promise. And he decided to go into the forest. Without any anger, without any irritation. His life had just turned upside down. Think about it. Many times, we face a shock. It could be losing a job, not getting into the college that we had wanted. Life takes a turn that we did not expect. And what can be the most extreme of this? From having the lordship of the whole world to having nothing at all. That's the turn that Ram's life took. And he accepted it without any anger. He touched Ram and Kaikeyi's feet. And at that time, all Dashrath could say was, Dik kashtam, oh, what terrible torture. He did not want Ram to leave, but he was trapped. And then Ram went and told what had happened to his brother Lakshman, mother Kausalya, and wife Sita. Their reactions are very interesting. So Lakshman is also, a prince. And he does not agree with what Ram is doing. He says, it is your dharma. The right thing to do is for you to stay here and take care of the empire. You should not leave. In fact, he says, Atmastham Kurushasanam, take control of the empire. The full shlok is Yavadeva na janati kaschidartham iman narah tavadeva maya sardham atmastham kurushasanam. Before the word gets out, take control of the empire and I will help you. Lakshman knows that there may be resistance and there may be a civil war. And if it comes to that, he says, I will kill anybody who stands up against you. I will kill everyone, in fact, even if it means not a single person is left alive in Ayodhya. Ram's mother, Kausalya, also tells him not to leave. She tells him, you're leaving because of something that your father said. Well, I'm your mother. I'm telling you, don't go. Afterwards, Ram's guru also tells him, I am your guru. I'm your father's guru too. And I'm telling you, do not go. Right? So there are many very people close to Ram who are advising not to go. But he continues to say that I cannot do anything which will break the king's promise. And therefore, even if it means, Ram had done nothing wrong in this, right? He was the rightful successor. Still, he continued to hold that he had to go. Now, the only person who did not make an argument that Ram should not go was Sita, his wife. And Sita also knew, Valmiki says that she knew the right thing to do. She always followed it. Dharmajna, Dharmacharini. Her only argument was that if the demand, whatever was demanded of Ram, automatically applied to her because they were married. And so she had to go as well into the forest. That was her ask. A lot of interesting, learnings or takeaways for even our times. I spoke about if life takes a difficult turn, how are you able to face it? Sometimes we are let down by people close to us. Could be a colleague, friend, family. Here Ram was let down by his stepmother. And by the way, he just called her mother. So imagine being let down by someone you call mother. Even then, how do you react to the situation? Lakshman advised Ram, do not go. But when Ram said, I have to go, Lakshman said, I will come with you. Again, this is something, incredible support. Lakshman's argument was this. When you were chosen as the Yuvraj, as the crown prince, you had said, we have to do this together. Now you're being sent into exile. We have to do that together as well. So his argument was empire or exile. We have to do it together. And finally, the most important learning, there are times when there is the right path, which is the difficult one, and then an easy path. Which one do we pick? Many times it's not clear which is the right path. Here, Ram chose the most difficult path where he lost everything in spite of so many arguments by others that he could have accepted and said, all right, I will stay. But will we choose the right path when we are faced with a choice like this?
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from The Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.